As Zeus was to the Greeks, as Indra was to Hindus, the Egyptian god Amun-Ra or Amun was believed the king of the gods and goddesses in ancient Egypt. He became Amun-Ra after being combined with the sun god Ra. The Egyptians believed Amun-Ra not only created himself, but he was the creator of the entire universe. Amun-Ra also possessed many stories known to the Egyptians, such as bringing light to the sky for the people on earth and the underworld demonstrating his power. He was thought to be the father of the pharaohs, and his female counterpart, Amunet, was called the female hidden one. Forming the Theban triad, Amun and Mut along with their son Khonsu, the moon god, were worshipped throughout ancient Egypt. Amun was not only worshipped in Egypt, but outside Egypt as well. Number 2. Mut, the mother goddess. The meaning of Mut is mother in Egyptian, and Mut is a great deity who has 2 crowns on her head, each representing the upper area and a lower area in Egypt. Mut had many different aspects and attributes that changed and evolved ancient Egyptian culture. She was the consort of Amun, the patron deity of pharaohs during the Middle Kingdom and the New Kingdom. Mut is titled as person who gives birth, but was herself not born of any. Mut is demonstrated as a vulture in hieroglyphs. She is variously integrated with other deities and is often represented as a cat, cobra, cow, and even a lioness. The mother of Khonsu, Mut, and her different alliance was worshipped by a number of various pharaohs. Number 3. Osiris, the king of the living. Osiris, the oldest child of the earth god Zeb and the sky goddess Nut. Osiris was worshipped as the god of the afterlife, as the ancient Egyptians believed there was life after death. Often demonstrated with green skin, Osiris was the god of vegetation, which indicated renewal and growth, and was thought to be responsible for the fertile flooding and vegetation around the banks of the Nile. Osiris married his own sister Isis and was murdered by his brother Seth. Despite being murdered by his own brother, Osiris was brought back to life by the magic of Isis to conceive a child. Horus is the son of Osiris and Isis, who avenged his father's death and arose as a new pharaoh of Egypt, while Osiris became the god of the underworld and assisted in the afterlife of the pharaohs and the people. Number 4. Anubis, the divine embalmer. Before Osiris took over, Anubis was the guardian of the underworld. Anubis was a deity who helped people in their afterlife. He was the child of Ra and Nephthys and the sibling of Wepwat. He was known for mummifying the dead and guiding their souls towards the afterlife. His skin was black, symbolizing the dark Nile deposits which made the land so fertile. Anubis is represented as a head of a wolf and the body of a man. Like many ancient Egyptian deities, Anubis supposed different roles in various contexts. Represented as a protector of graves as early as the First Dynasty, Anubis was also an embalmer. Number 5. Ra, god of the sun and radiance. The sun, Ra, or Re, is of great importance thing in Egyptian history. Egyptians believed the sun is the core of their civilization. The sun god is Ra. He has a sun disk around his head and is believed to have designed this world. Every sunrise and sunset was considered a procedure of renewal. So he was a god of renewal. Ra was believed to rule in all parts of the created world, the sky, the earth, and the underworld. He was the god of the sun, order, kings, and the sky. Demonstrated as a falcon-headed god, he and Horus shared an association that led him to be known as the Horus of the horizon. Many ancient Egyptian gods were merged with Ra, and many were created by him, such as rival gods like Thoth, Isis, and Apep. Number 6. Horus, god of vengeance. Horus was a special character in ancient Egypt. He was the child of Osiris and Isis. He avenged his father's death and ruled Egypt. According to myth, he is also considered a child of Zeb and Nut. He was represented as a falcon-headed god with a crown of red and white, and Egyptians worshipped him as the god of the sky, war, protection, and light. The eye of Horus, or the Wedged eye, was personified as the goddess Wadjet and was popularly known as the eye of the Ra. It symbolized that everything was being watched from above. Number 7. Thoth, god of knowledge and wisdom. Thoth is known as a judge who settled the conflicts between good and evil, and he is considered a self-created god. He was master of both physical and divine laws, and along with his counterpart Mad, he sustained the universe by his mastery of calculations. The ancient Egyptians accepted him as the inventor of science, philosophy, and wisdom. This ibis or baboon-headed deity was considered to be the highly educated god in ancient Egypt. He is also considered as the moon god and keeping count of time, even when the sun was not there. Thoth is recognized as the one who created the 365 days calendar. Number 8. Haither, goddess of motherhood. Haither, often called the mistress of the west, and she welcomed the dead into the next life. She was born of Ra and represented motherhood and feminine love. The ancient Egyptians offered prayer to her as the goddess of music and dance. She is believed to provide a blessing as the helper of women during pregnancy and childbirth. Affectionate, humble, and kind to both the dead and living, she was also known as the Lady of Heaven, Earth, and the Underworld. Number 9. Sekhmet, goddess of war and healing. Sekhmet, the daughter of Ra, leading and protecting the pharaohs during the war. She was depicted as a lioness and is known for her fierce character. She is also known as the most powerful individual and capable of destroying the enemies for her allies. She is demonstrated with a solar disk and Urius, an Egyptian cobra, which was associated with royalty and the divine. Sekhmet was considered the wife of the god Thoth and the mother of his son Nefertum. She was also said to be the mother of a lion god, Mas. She was also considered to be the sister of the cat goddess Bastet. Number 10. Jeb, god of earth. Jeb was described as the father of snakes and represented crops and healing. He was a bearded god with a goose on his head, was believed to have caused earthquakes whenever he laughed. He was the son of Shu, the god of air, and Tefnut, the goddess of moisture. He had a significant role in the Book of the Dead. He is the one who measured the soul of the dead in the judgment hall of Osiris. The ancient Egyptians believed that he retained the souls of the wicked.